Hi all, this is Sarah. I am here to share a prophetic message the Holy Spirit shared with me about fearing mistakes. It's a struggle that I have fought along with a lot of Christians, so stay tuned for a message that I'm sure will resonate with you, will make you feel heard by God Himself, and will let you know that you are not alone. He is near and He is using all your mistakes. So let's get into it. God doesn't fear your mistakes. You shouldn't either. Here are 15 reasons why. Mistakes become lessons, and detours become testimonies. When you seek my guidance, I don't just give directions. I walk with you. I don't point from a distance. I stay close. Even when the road turns, even when it narrows, even when it's lined with shadows, my presence is your compass. You're not waiting for a map. You already have a guide. Sometimes you worry about making the wrong decision, as if one misstep will ruin everything I've planned for you. But I want you to know I'm bigger than your mistakes. My will is not so fragile that your humanity can break it. If your heart is surrendered and your motive is to honor me, I can redirect you as needed. I am not threatened by your imperfection. I expect it. That's why I gave you grace. Trust that I will course correct when necessary. Trust that I will speak again. You don't need to fear missing me. Just stay near. And when you feel unsure, return to my peace. It is your indicator. If anxiety is clouding your discernment, pause. You are never in too deep that I can't lift you. No decision is beyond my reach. I can redeem wrong turns. I can reroute broken plans. What matters most is not that you are always choosing perfectly. It's that you remain connected to me throughout the choosing. When you walk in step with me, even mistakes become lessons, and detours become testimonies. My guidance is not a formula. It's a friendship. Let me also remind you, my guidance often begins in the small things. How you treat others, how you use your time, how you manage what you've already been given. Don't wait for monumental moments to seek my will. Practice listening in the everyday. Let obedience become natural, not forced. Let trust become instinctive. The more you yield to my voice in the small, the more clearly you'll hear me in the big. And when I do lead, when I place something on your heart, when I speak through a person, a word, stirring, you don't have to understand everything to obey. Just take the next right step. Obedience isn't always glamorous. Sometimes it looks like waiting. Sometimes it looks like apologizing. Sometimes it looks like saying yes to what's unfamiliar or no to what's comfortable. But every step of obedience draws you deeper into my blessing. Not just in result, but in relationship. Don't chase outcomes. Chase me. My guidance is not a formula. It's a friendship. A life of blessing doesn't come from perfect execution. It comes from continual communion. That's why my spirit lives in you, to remind you, to teach you, to whisper truth when lies shout loudest. He is not passive. He is not distant. He is active, alive, and always pointing you toward what is good and right and holy. So ask me every day. Ask with faith and expect me to answer. Then move forward with courage, even if all you hear is trust me, because often that is my clearest answer, and it's always enough. You are learning, growing, becoming someone who doesn't just desire my blessing, but walks in step with my spirit. And in that walk, you will find wisdom, protection, peace, joy, and beyond anything you could create on your own. Keep listening. I'm always speaking. Keep following. I'm always leading. Something is changing in you. By now, you're beginning to notice something changing in you, not just in how you speak to me or how you listen, but in how you see your life. This transformation, this deep shift in how you live, is not accidental. It's the fruit of surrender. As you have leaned into me, let go of control, and allowed my voice to shape your choices, your spirit has started to move in rhythm with mine. And this rhythm brings forth something the world can never manufacture: abundance. Not abundance defined by accumulation, but abundance defined by alignment. The kind that doesn't just bless you, it changes you. To live in abundance is to live in freedom. It means no longer measuring your worth by your productivity, your success, your income, or your influence. It means finding your joy in what cannot be taken away: my presence, my promises, and the peace that flows from both. Abundance is not about how much you hold. It's about who holds you. When you are held by fear, comparison, and scarcity, nothing will ever feel like enough. But when you are held by me, even the simplest moment becomes rich. You are not made to live with clenched fists. You are made to live open, open to receive, open to give, open to celebrate and weep and grow without shame. Yet, I know how hard it is to live this way. You've been taught to guard yourself, to plan for contingency, to withhold in case things go wrong. But this life of self-protection often becomes self-imprisonment. I'm calling you into a life where you no longer hoard your energy, your time, your love, because you trust that as you pour out, I will keep pouring in, giving and receiving. That's the sacred rhythm of my blessing. Not one-sided, not imbalanced, but a holy exchange between you and me, between you and others. When you give from a place of trust, you reflect my nature. I am generous. I give without withholding. I bless without agenda. And when you live the same way, you become a mirror of my heart. My abundance is not fragile or circumstantial. This is why I've asked you to be generous. Not just with money, but with forgiveness, with encouragement, with your time and attention. Every act of giving is a declaration that you trust my provision more than your own. And in this trust, you will find contentment. Not the resignation of settling, but the freedom of release. Contentment is not the absence of desire. It is the ability to rejoice in what is while still believing what could be. It allows you to enjoy today without being tormented by tomorrow. It quiets the voice of not enough and magnifies the truth that I am always enough. When you choose contentment, you stop striving for approval, recognition, or more. You begin to live with joy in the present. You've seen this joy in others. Perhaps you've met someone who didn't have much, yet carried peace like it was woven into their very being. Perhaps you've heard stories of people who lost everything the world called valuable, but radiated a strength the world could not comprehend. That's what my abundance looks like. It's not fragile. It's not circumstantial. It is rooted in eternity. And when it takes root in you, nothing can shake it. Not loss, not delay, not difficulty. You may think you need more things, more control, more clarity, but what you really need is more of me. And the miracle is, I am already yours. You don't have to chase me. You just have to turn your face toward mine. And I'm not withholding my blessing from you. I'm waiting for you to recognize that the truest blessings are often already in your hands. The people who love you, the breath in your lungs, the grace that met you this morning, the peace you've begun to taste in your spirit. These are not small things. They are the scaffolding of a truly abundant life. And as you live in this abundance, you'll begin to carry it into the world. You'll start to speak words that lift others from despair. You'll act in ways that shift the atmosphere around you. You'll no longer be content to simply be blessed. You'll hunger to be a blessing. Not because it's expected of you, but because your heart overflows. That overflow is what I use to change families, workplaces, communities. It's not your effort alone. It is my spirit in you and through you, blessing others in ways you may not ever see. So don't hold back. Let joy be loud in your life. Let generosity be your instinct. Let gratitude be your song. Let your presence become a resting place for others. Not because you're flawless, but because you are filled. And when the world pushes scarcity, fear, and comparison, let your life preach something different. That there is a God who blesses, who provides, who satisfies. This is how my kingdom grows, through ordinary people living with extraordinary peace, through surrendered hearts reflecting heaven's abundance, through those who choose trust over fear, giving over hoarding, praise over worry. That is the kind of life I bless. That is the kind of life I'm building in you. So stay open, stay faithful. Keep pouring out what I pour in, and watch how blessings multiply. Not just around you, but within you. This is the abundance. This is freedom. This is life as I intended it. And it's yours. Not someday, but now. Resilience grows through faith that endures. You've seen glimpses of it now. The richness of a life that flows from our presence. The peace that steadies you into uncertainty. The joy that rises in quiet moments of trust. But you're also beginning to understand that this journey isn't without resistance. As you lean into me, distractions will rise, voices will pull, old patterns will tempt. The enemy knows he cannot take your salvation, but he will try to steal your attention, your confidence, your peace. And this is why I'm calling you not just into abundance, but into resilience, the kind that only grows through faith that endures. There will be days when the blessing doesn't feel like abundance at all. It'll look like holding on when everything in you wants to let go. And it will look like standing in the dark with no map, but my voice saying, stay with me. In those moments, you might ask, where are the blessings now? But don't be fooled by appearances. Sometimes the greatest blessing come not when life is easy, but when faith is real. When you learn to trust me, not for what I give, but for who I am. You see, I bless you not just by giving to you, but by growing you. And growth rarely feels like ease. It feels like being stretched, tested, refined. You might even wonder, if you love me, why does this hurt? My child, love and pain can coexist in the hands of a healer. I prune because I love. I discipline because I delight in you. I allow certain pressures not to break you, but to bring forth what's internal in you. Pressure reveals your foundation, and I want that foundation to be me. These are things I'm building in you that require fire to forge. Not fire that consumes, but fire that purifies. I am burning away lies you believed about yourself. I'm redefining the parts of your identity that were shaped by rejection, by shame, by fear. I am dismantling the scaffolding of self-reliance so that you may finally rest in my strength. And yes, it may feel like loss, but I assure you it is gain. Every time something false falls away, you are freer. Every time something old is surrendered, something holy takes place. This is how resilience forms, not in a vacuum, but in the valleys. In the moments when hope is a choice, not a feeling. When worship sounds like, even if not, I will still trust you. When your prayers feel unanswered, but you keep praying anyway. I am near in those moments, closer than your breath, more committed than your doubts. I see your tears. They are not signs of weakness. They are sacred offerings. I collect them. I remember them. And I respond to them in ways You may not always recognize, but will one day understand. Delay doesn't mean denial. So don't mistake delay for denial. Don't confuse silence for absence. I'm always working. Sometimes I'm moving mountains you can't even see yet. Sometimes I'm changing hearts, including yours. Sometimes I'm orchestrating divine appointments and unseen interventions that will unfold in perfect time. You want quick answers, but I'm after deeper healing. You want closure, but I'm cultivating character. You want relief, but I'm developing resilience. And through it all, I am with you. My blessings are not limited to open doors and answered prayers. Sometimes the blessing is the strength to keep walking when the door stays closed. Sometimes it's the ability to praise while you wait. Sometimes it's the inner transformation that comes when everything else is still. I'm not wasting the season. I'm using it. Shaping you into someone who knows how to stand when others fall, how to hope when others despair, how to shine when the world grows dark. And here's what you must know. The resilience is not about pretending. It's not about denying pain or suppressing emotion. It's about bringing everything to me, raw, unfiltered, honest, and letting me carry it with you. It's about confessing your weakness and receiving my strength. It's about being real with me so I can be real in you. I'm not intimidated by your questions. I'm not disappointed by your struggle. I am invested in your becoming. You are not fragile. You are not forgotten. You are being forfeited. Not by your effort, but by my spirit. I am strengthening you in the unseen places. I am planting joy in dry ground. I am wrapping you in a grace where shame once ruled, and I am teaching you to walk. Not by sight, but by faith that is tested, proven, and unshakable. You don't need to fear the fire. I am in it with you, like I was with the three in the furnace, like I was with Daniel in the den, like I was with my son in the garden. I am with you now. You are not alone in the trial. You are not abandoned in the process. You are not unloved in the silence. You are mine. And I don't just lead you to the blessing, I lead you through it. Even when the road winds, even when the night lingers, even when the answers don't come. So keep going. Keep trusting. Keep choosing me when everything else feels louder. You are being transformed. And when this season passes, and it will, you will emerge not just blessed, but refined. Not just strengthened, but resilient. Not just standing, but shining. And others will see you. They will ask how you endured. And your life will answer, because my God was with me. By now, you've walked through enough with me to realize that my blessings are not confined to mountaintop moments. You've begun to understand that I am not merely the God of answered prayers, but the God of every breath. Each one held in my care, each one sacred. You are learning to live differently, not just in how you hope, but in how you endure, in how you give, and how you become. And now, I want to take you into a deeper revelation that the greatest blessing I can give you is not something you hold. It's something you are becoming. I never designed this journey so that you would simply receive from me. I designed it so that you could reflect me, not just in moments of worship, but in every space you step into. Your home, your work, your relationships, your inner thoughts. I created you not only to be blessed, but to live blessingly. There is a difference. One waits passively for favor to fall. The other moves actively in the confidence of already being loved, already being chosen, already being empowered by the Holy Spirit. You are not waiting to become significant. You already are. You're not waiting to be anointed. You already are. You are not waiting to be used. You already are. But sometimes it takes walking through valleys to believe the truth. Sometimes it takes silence to hear my voice more clearly. Sometimes it takes letting go of everything you thought you needed to discover what I've placed within you. And what I've placed within you is not small. It's not fragile. It's not temporary. It is eternal. My spirit is in you. I place my spirit inside you. Do you realize the power of that? The very breath that hovered over the deep in the beginning now resides in you. The same power that raised the dead, opened prison doors, parted seas, and broke chains. It is in you. Not just his potential, but his presence. You are never alone. Even when you feel isolated, you are never empty, even when everything is stripped away. My spirit is in you. My spirit in you is not a flicker. It is a fire. It is a light. It is a mark that you are mine. So how does someone filled with my spirit live with boldness that doesn't look like pride but purpose? With compassion that interrupts their own schedule to love someone who cannot return the favor? With peace that doesn't deny pain but transforms it? With joy that isn't based on events but on who they are in? Me. This is what I meant when I said you are the salt of the earth, the light of the world. You carry something that changes the environment wherever you go. Not because you try harder, but because you stay connected. You live filled by staying near. Not just in morning devotions, but in every decision. Invite me into your ordinary. Ask me what I think. Ask me what you should say. Ask me how to love that person who's difficult. Ask me how to forgive the one who hurt you. This is where blessing flows. Not from having all the answers, but from walking with the one who does. I want to shape your reactions, not just your resolutions. I want to guide your conversations, not just your goals. I want to be involved in everything because I care about everything. I know you sometimes feel like you're not enough. The world teaches you to measure your worth by results, by approval, by applause, but I measure it differently. I look at your heart. I see every act of love that no one else noticed. I see every time you chose integrity over convenience. I see every moment you resisted bitterness. Every time you chose quiet faithfulness over loud recognition. You think it goes unseen, but I see, and I will bless you in ways that speak directly to your soul. Stop waiting for your life to begin when you reach a certain milestone. Stop postponing joy for the day when everything finally makes sense. You are already in the story. You are already a part of the plan. Your life is not on pause. I am moving now. I am shaping now. I am using you now. You don't need to cross some invisible threshold of readiness. If you're willing, I will work. If you are surrendered, I will move. Your yes has more power than you know. I use broken things. Let me also speak to the shame you still carry. The moments you regret, the choices you wish you could undo. I see it, and I'm not ignoring it. I'm redeeming it. I have never been interested in pretending your past didn't happen. I'm interested in rewriting how it defines you. I use broken things. I use willing hearts. I use people who are honest enough to say, I can't do this alone. That kind of humility opens the floodgates for grace. And grace doesn't just cover you. It empowers you. So, walk forward not as someone trying to prove their worth, but as someone who knows they are deeply loved. Live like someone who is free. Free to dream again. Free to forgive again. Free to believe that nothing can separate you from my love. That kind of confidence is not arrogance. It is worship. It is trust. It's the life of someone who knows they are blessed, not because of what you have, but because of who holds them. You are mine. You are chosen. You are filled. And you are ready. Not because you feel it, but because I said it. Keep living this life with me, not by force, but by flow. The flow of grace, the flow of my spirit, the flow of a soul fully alive. You've come far, beloved, and though you may not fully see it yet, the change within you has been profound. Not the kind of change others always notice or praise, but the kind that quietly redefines the course of your life. I've watched your heart soften, your faith deepen, your eyes lift more often to me. And now I want to speak to something sacred that flows differently from living a life full of my blessing, healing. Because to be blessed isn't only to receive what is new, it is also to be restored from what was broken. There are wounds in you I've seen for a long time. Wounds you've learned to live with. Some are fresh, still sensitive to the touch. Others are old, buried beneath layers of strength and survival, but still influencing how you think, how you love, how you dream. You've told yourself you've moved on, but I know the difference between covering and healing. You don't have to hide from me. Not your pain, not your memories, not your sorrow. I already know, and I'm not afraid of any of it. Healing doesn't begin with pretending it didn't hurt. It begins with letting me into the place where it still does. You don't have to explain or justify what broke you. You don't have to protect me from the depth of your disappointment. Just bring it. Bring the wound, the regret, the betrayal, the grief. Bring the moment that changed everything in the years that followed in its shadow. Bring the questions you're too tired to ask out loud. Bring the anger you don't know how to express. Bring the numbness that keeps returning even though you're trying to be strong. I am not here to judge your pain. I'm here to redeem it. I've never rushed healing. I don't expect you to either. My process is not about suppression. It's about restoration. And restoration happens layer by layer. Sometimes I heal quickly, me with one word, one touch, but often I heal gently over time. In moments you don't even recognize as sacred. In quiet mornings when you feel me near. In confrontation where truth breaks through defenses. In laughter that surprises you. In tears that finally fall. These are not random. They are the evidence of my hand at work. Let me also say this. Healing is not weakness. Feeling deeply is not failure. Too many have told you to be strong by being silent, to move on by forgetting. But real strength is found in honesty. It takes courage to face your heart and say, I need help. And I promise when you say that to me, I will not turn away. I draw near to the brokenhearted. I bind up wounds with care, not force. I hold you through every stage of your healing, not impatiently, but faithfully. You may wonder, why didn't you stop it, God? Why didn't you prevent the pain? I understand that question. It's one I welcome, and not one I resist. And while I may not explain everything now, I want you to know this. I never abandoned you, not once. I wept with you. I covered you when you didn't even know I was there. I protected parts of your spirit that could have shattered, and I am redeeming what was stolen. I restore the years that felt wasted. I give beauty for ashes, not as a cliche, but as a promise. The beauty I bring is not artificial. It doesn't mask your pain. It transforms it. What once defined you as a victim, I will use to shape you as a vessel. What once silenced your voice, I will use to amplify your compassion. You're not just surviving. You're becoming someone whole, someone who walks with wisdom because they've been through darkness, someone who speaks with tenderness because they've tasted sorrow, someone who listens differently because they know how it feels to be unheard. These are my blessings too. They are not born from ease, but from encounter. From me meeting you right where you bled and saying, you are not alone. Let's heal this together. You are not behind. And as you heal, you will begin to love again. Not just others, but yourself. You will no longer view yourself through the lens of what happened to you. You will see yourself through my eyes. Chosen, cherished, clean. The shame that used to cling to your identity will begin to fall away. The lies that said, you are too broken, too late, too much, will be replaced by my truth. My truth that you are exactly where you need to be for me to do a deep and lasting work in you. Healing changes how you carry yourself. You walk differently when you no longer limp with the pain of unspoken wounds. You breathe differently when you're no longer holding in the weight of uncried tears. You relate differently when your worth isn't up for debate in your own heart. And as that change unfolds, it touches everything around you. Your relationships shift, your prayers deepen, your joy multiplies. And yes, your life becomes a testimony. Not for someone who never broke, but for someone who let God rebuild. So don't be afraid to heal. Don't be afraid to feel. Don't be afraid to grieve what was or to hope for what could be. I am with you in all of it. I am the God who blesses, yes, but I am also the God who binds. I do not ignore your pain. I enter it, transform it, and use it as the soil for something beautiful. You are not behind. You are not disqualified. You are not forgotten. You are being healed. And one day, the place where you were wounded will become the place where others are restored. That is my promise. That is my blessing. And that is what I'm doing. Even now, you're beginning to see that what I give you is not simply to ease your life, but shape your eternity. And that, my child, is the deeper blessing. The blessing that doesn't always come in the form of what you gain, but in who you become through every season you walk with me. Now that you've tasted healing, now that your heart is softening in my hands and your spirit is learning to rest, I want to talk to you about strength. Not the kind the world recognizes, but the kind that heaven builds. The kind that flows through surrender, forged in faith, anchored in love. And strength in my kingdom looks nothing like the world's. The world says strength is self-reliance, performance, control. It measures your worth by your input. But I say that true strength begins when you stop striving and start abiding. When you're no longer moved by applause or approval, but by my whisper alone. When you draw your confidence, not from ability to predict or control outcomes, but from your certainty that I am with you, for you, and working all things together. Even when you can't see how you go stronger. Not by resisting your weakness, but by bringing it to me. I know the weight you carry. I know the pressure to appear capable, even when your heart is trembling. But strength doesn't mean pretending. It means persevering. It means waking up and showing up even when your emotions haven't caught up to your faith. It means doing the next right thing even when you don't feel ready. It means saying yes to me when everything in you craves comfort or clarity first. And I honor that. I bless that. I pour strength into hearts that keep coming to me, not with polished prayers, but with honest cries every time you say, Lord, I need you. You invite power into your weakness. That is where my spirit meets you. Not when you have it all together, but when you finally admit you don't. My strength is not a supplement for your willpower. It is your very sustenance, and you don't have to earn it. You only have to receive it. You've come far. Look back for a moment to see how far you've come. Not because of your perfection, but because of my presence. The trials you thought would break you have instead built you. The seasons you thought were silent were actually sacred. I was doing something deep, something invisible but real, something eternal. And now that foundation holds you firmly. You are less shaken, less dependent on quick answers or external signs, more grounded, more alive. That's not your personality changing. That's your spirit being renewed. This strength is not loud. It's not always visible, but it's enduring. It shows up in kindness when you're exhausted, in forgiveness when it still hurts, in generosity when you feel empty, in peace when the storm hasn't yet passed. It's not flashy, but it's unmistakable. People around you will start to notice. They may not have the words, but they'll see it. A stillness in your soul, a light in your eyes, a hope that doesn't waver. And when they ask where it comes from, you'll smile. Not with pride, but with the quiet confidence of someone who knows they are deeply held. You are not fragile. You are being forfeited. You are not overlooked. You're being established. What I'm building in you cannot be shaken, because I am the one laying the foundation. You may not know what tomorrow holds, but know who holds you, and that changes everything. When you are rooted in my strength, you no longer react, you respond. You no longer grasp, you release. You no longer fear, you trust. This is the strength the world cannot explain. There will still be challenges. Strength doesn't remove struggle. It redefines your posture within it. It allows you to stand when others fall, not because you are better, but because you are anchored. You know where to run. You know who to call. You know that you are never alone. And in that knowing, you find courage that doesn't shout but stands, that doesn't need spotlight but shines in the shadows, that doesn't demand results but trusts the process. This is the courage of the kingdom, and it's yours. I'm not asking you to be more impressive. Let me remind you, you don't need to feel strong to be strong. Faith is not a feeling, it's a decision. So is strength. It is choosing to believe what I say about you is more real than what fear whispers. It's holding on to truth when your circumstances shout lies. It's choosing to walk forward even when you don't feel ready. I walk with you in every step. And when you can't walk, I carry you. You don't have to fight for attention. You don't have to prove your value. You don't have to climb a ladder of spiritual success. You already have my attention. You already hold eternal value. You are already seated with me in places that the world can't see. So rise, not in arrogance, but in authority. Speak, not to impress, but to bring life. Love, not because it's easy, but because I first loved you. That is true strength. That is the power of my spirit living in you. I'm not asking you to be more impressive. I'm asking you to be more surrendered, to let me be your strength, to let me show you what a life filled with my power looks like, not just in public, but in private, in the choices no one sees, in the prayers I only hear, in the tears you wipe away before anyone notices. These are the sacred places where my strength shines brightest. And as you continue to walk this path, I will keep strengthening you daily, quietly, faithfully, until you look back and realize the strength you once prayed for is now the strength you walk in. The faith you once admired in others is now your reality. The peace you thought was reserved for the few is now your home. This is my promise. This is my blessing. And this is what I'm doing in you now. Now that your soul has tasted strength, not the counterfeit kind offered by the world, but the kind formed through surrender, you're ready to see how personal my blessings are. They are not random drops of favor scattered without meaning. They are targeted, deliberate, intimately crafted gifts for your journey, shaped by my knowledge of every detail of your life. I have never blessed you generically. I bless you specifically because I don't just know your name. I know your heart. You spent so much of your life wondering if you were doing enough to be blessed, if your prayers were powerful enough, if your faith was big enough, if your mistakes had pushed you out of reach. But I have never blessed you because of your performance. I bless you because of my love. That love is not distant or impersonal. It is woven into every moment of your story, into every provision that arrived just in time, every person who showed up when you needed them most, every door that opened, and every one I lovingly kept closed to protect you from what you couldn't yet see. Delays can be divine. My blessings are not only what I give, they are also what I withhold. You ask me for things I don't give you and you wondered why. But now you're beginning to understand it. Unanswered prayers can be mercy in disguise. Delays can be divine. Detours, silence can be sacred. Preparation. I never punish you with no. When I say no, it's because I'm preserving something better. Something you wouldn't even know to ask for yet. You see, the moment I see the map and every turn, every pause, every redirection, I'm using it to get you where you meant to be. You thought blessing meant ease, but now you know better. Blessing doesn't always look like comfort. It often looks like clarity, like walking up with a sense of peace that has no explanation, like feeling joy before circumstances change, like discovering wisdom you didn't know you had, like finding strength you never saw coming. These are my fingerprints. These are the markers of a life aligned with me. No one can strip you of my blessings. And still, I know there's a part of you that wonders, can I trust this to last? Will it all be taken from me again? Let me answer clearly. What I give you, no one can take. My blessings are not held by human hands. They are not contingent on circumstances. They are not revoked by your failures. They are sealed by my promise, secured by my presence. Yes, life may shift. Seasons may change, but I am constant. And what I have begun in you will carry to completion. You have grown, beloved. You have walked through shadows and come out with light in your eyes. You have chosen to trust when you had every reason to doubt. You have said yes to me when it would have been easier to retreat. And I honor that. I celebrate that. Heaven sees what no one else applauds, and I'm smiling over you. Now is the time to remember who you are, not in theory, but in truth. You are not a beggar hoping for scraps of favor. You are a child of the King. You're not an outsider trying to prove your worth. You are mine, chosen, loved, redeemed. You don't need to earn what I've given. You don't need to earn what I've already given. You only need to receive it, to walk in it, to wear it, like the robe I placed on the prodigal, covering your shame, declaring your restoration. That restoration is not partial, it is total. I restore not just what was lost, but what was stolen, what was broken, what was buried beneath disappointment. And when I restore, I do it in a way that multiplies. I don't just return things as they are. I return them better, stronger, deeper, and more beautiful. Because of the journey, even your scars become part of your story, not as marks of shame, but as proof that healing is possible. This is the kind of blessing I give. Not just gifts, but transformation. Not just provision, but purpose. Not just favor, but the fullness of my presence. I'm not interested in blessing you so that your life looks perfect on the outside. I'm interested in making your life holy from the inside. And when your life is holy, it becomes whole. And when it becomes whole, it overflows. You are made to overflow, to carry more than enough joy, more than enough peace, more than enough love to share with a hurting world. I didn't feel you just to satisfy you. I filled you to send you to walk into rooms carrying the atmosphere of heaven, to speak words that bring life, to give what others have never received, to love in ways that make people curious about me. That's how blessings work. It starts with you, but it never ends with you. It touches everything. It changes families, workplace, generations. Your story is not small. Your life is not insignificant. I placed my spirit in you for a reason. I've poured my blessings on you with intention. You are part of something bigger than your own comfort. You're a part of my kingdom. My kingdom is advancing through you. You were born for this moment. So lift your head, not because you're proud, but because you are positioned. You were born for this moment. You were designed to live loved, to live blessed, to live boldly. You don't have to wait for someday. You don't have to clean up perfectly. You don't have to feel fully ready. I'm with you now. And now is always the right time to walk forward. Let this be your moment. You stop questioning whether you're worthy to be blessed. Let this be the moment you say, God, if you want to bless me, then yes, I will receive it. Because I do. I want to bless you. And I already am now, beloved. We return to the very place we begun. But everything is different. Not because your world has changed overnight, but because you have the path of blessing. It is not a distant dream anymore. It is a reality forming within you. It's the stillness you now carry where anxiety used to rule. It's the strength you lean on when you feel weak. It's the joy that rises not from your circumstances, but from your communion with me. You asked how to live a life full of my blessings, and I have answered, not just in words, but in the shaping of your spirit. You've seen that my blessings were never about the things the world celebrates. They were about me, about walking with me, trusting me, abiding in me. The true blessing is not a possession. It is presence. It is peace. It is purpose. You are walking in it now, and I want you to keep walking, not out of obligation, but out of delight. Not because you're chasing something, but because you found someone who is worth following for the rest of your life. I bless you so that you become who I created you to be. Whole, free, radiant. And in becoming that, you reflect my glory into the world. You show others what it looks like to live rooted in love. You become an invitation, a living message that says, God is good. He is faithful. He still blesses those that trust in him. And yet, I want you to know the life of blessing is not the absence of struggle. There will still be storms. There will still be questions. But you are not the same person you were before. You are no longer fragile in spirit, easily swayed or shaken. You are grounded. You are anchored. You are walking with a heart that has learned how to stay open even in the rain. That is a blessing. That is maturity. That is me at work within you. From this moment on, I want you to live differently. Not driven by fear, but drawn by faith. Not rushed by pressure, but guided by peace. Let my world continue to shape your thoughts. Let my presence fill your decision. Let my love overflow in every conversation, every response, every relationship. You are not ordinary. You are anointed. You are not just surviving. You are sent. Let the truth settle deep. Let it shape the way you rise every morning and the way you rest each night. There are still blessings ahead, ones you haven't even dreamed of yet. Surprises, provisions, relationships, and moments that will take your breath away. But even as they come, I want you to remember the greatest blessing will always be me. Keep me first. Let your greatest desire be my presence, not my provision. When your heart stays centered there, everything else falls into a rightful place. So as you go forward, don't wait for the world to affirm what I've already declared. You are blessed right now. Not because everything is perfect, but because I am with you in everything. My hand is upon your life. My spirit is within you. My angels surround you. My plans are unfolding through you. Walk boldly. Walk humbly. Walk fully alive. Return to this truth when you are weary. I have not changed. I am still for you, still with you, still blessing you. Let that truth be your anchor. Let it be your joy. Let it be your testimony. Tell them the story. Share the journey. And when others ask how you're waiting in such peace, such strength, such favor, point them to me. Tell them the story. Share the journey. Remind them that the blessings they seek are not far. They are found in me, in trust and surrender, in daily communion with the one who formed them for this very life. You are my beloved. You are my light in the world, and I'm not finished with you. There is still more to see, still more to give, still more to become. You said yes to me, and I say again to you, yes, my child, you are mine. And because you are mine, you are blessed. Amen. Amen. Now go and share this message. There's someone near you who is still seeking and asking the questions you once did. So let your life be the answer. Let your words carry the love that changed you, and let your steps reveal the blessing of walking with me. You are not just living, you are shining, and I delight in you always.